everybody, I am Attila Tanner. Welcome to a brand new video of Next Talk. I hope you're all doing well. It's been 3 weeks since the last video, so we are due for an update. For this video, we're going to go over the Q2 that was, basically seeing how the different indexes performed. We're also going to go look back and see the picks we did from the first video of the year, 6 months down the line, how did they perform, the different categories, let's say. Then we're going to look a little bit at the accuracies of the target prices that we do. And then we're going to look at some new highlights of companies that recently reported, followed by the report. All right, so let's get going. We start with the different indexes. S&P 500 first and foremost, 3.9% for the quarter, which is good. And for the year, it's up 14.5%. NASDAQ also had a great quarter, 8.3% up. And year to date is up 18.1%. Dow Jones Index was, however, down 1.7% for the quarter. But for the year, they are still up 3.8%. The Canadian TSX also was down 1.3%, but for the year, it's up 4.4%. So let's look at also now the different picks that we did in the value stock category for US. So they were up actually in average 21%. The Canadian ones that we picked beginning of the year, they were up in average 5%. When I say we picked, it's more a computer program that I have that picks them, so it's not me personally picking it. The dividends, the 3 that we had there for US was down 7%, mainly because the Walgreens went down quite heavily lately. The Canadians, top 3 there was up 6%, including the dividend payments. The growth category for the US was down heavily, 40% down. Mainly because the market interest for those companies are still quite low, since those companies tend to lose money. The Canadian ones on the growth, however, was up 31%. TSX, there the US, the pricey ones, for the US, they were up 25% in pricey stocks, but for the Canadians, they were down 2%. All right, let's look at the different accuracy also. So what do we mean by that? So each time we the computer calculates the results, it comes up with a new target price for a company. And then 3 months down the line, I go back and I will look and see how did those target prices perform over time. So the accuracy reflects that. So in the case of US stocks, we were 94% accuracy. What does it mean? It means 6% of the cases, the stock went a different direction. So if we said buy, it became a sell, so to say. And in the Canadian case, Canadian stocks, it was 98% accuracy. So it's quite well, but it can probably never be perfect, but at least that's the ambition. All right, let's look at the highlights of companies that recently reported. Start with Accenture. They had the sales decline 1%, so target price has been lowered to $281. And they're trading a little bit higher than that at the moment. Adobe had a 10% year-over-year sales growth, so target price has been lowered to $466 for them, and they're trading higher than that at the moment. Broadcom had an impressive 43% year-over-year sales growth. Target price has been increased to $1,306, and they're trading also higher than that. Mainly because Broadcom is also planning to do a stock split, and in those cases, the stock tend to trade a bit higher. Micron reported an impressive 82% year-over-year sales growth. Our target price has been increased to $139, and they're actually trading around those levels. Nike reported a 2% year-over-year sales decline. So our target price has been lowered to $93, but the stock has gone down more than that. So there is actually an upside for Nike. Oracle reported a modest 3% sales growth for the year. The target price has been increased to $117, but they're trading higher than that at the moment. Walgreens, as I mentioned, had a 3% year-over-year sales growth. Target price has been lowered to $16.60. But because of all the changes, the CEO changes, restructuring changes, the stock price has dropped quite heavily. And so there is actually an upside for Walgreens. We're going to look at the Canadian company also. Alimentation reported a 9% year-over-year sales growth. Target price for them has been increased to $76 Canadian, and they're trading around those levels at the moment. All right, those were the highlights. So now we're gonna go into the regular reporting, but before doing so, if you're interested of checking your own target prices for a company I didn't mention, you can go to my website, nextstock.ca. Once you signing up is free. You have access to about 400 US Canadian companies where you can see the latest target price that we have and the dividend payouts they do. The access is there for 30 days. After, then you have to subscribe. All right, let's look at the regular reporting. We'll start with the US market and the value stocks. Top three are JP Morgan, ExxonMobil, and Bank of America. Those three are there because they have a high market cap and they have a low price to earnings. Those kind of companies gives you a stability in your portfolio. As we saw from the last 6 months, they were up quite well. The dividends, top three, HSBC, Verizon, and AT&T. Growth stocks in the US market. So here we are comparing sales growth with stock price growth. So it's a relation between the two. Fastly is there, number one, Li Auto also. And we have a newcomer in KKR. So they had, let's say, sales growth of 209%, while the stock price was up 102%. Rivian was in the list, but they are out from top three. Pricey category is the reverse order if the stock price is growing faster than the sales. So Moderna is there because their sales declining a lot. Tesla is also there in the list now because they lately have been in a stock rally and the stock has been going up while the sales actually had declined 9% year over year. Taiwan Semiconductor is in the list as well. It's a newcomer, spot number 3. Their sales growth was 11% while the stock price almost doubled to 96%. Analog Devices and Qualcomm is out from top 3. All right, that was the US ones. Let's go into the Canadian market and check the value stocks there. The top 3 are Royal Bank, TD Bank, and Canadian Natural Resources. The dividends in the Canadian market, Enbridge, TC Energy, and Whitecap Resources. Growth ones in the Canadian market, Baytex Energy, followed by Brooksfield Reinsurance, which is a newcomer on the list. They had a sales growth of 115%, while the stock price was up 33%. Orbi Global moves down to spot number 3. OpenText is out from the list. Pricey category for the Canadian market, here is a complete reshuffle of the 3 that was in the last report. So first, Quantum moves up 2 spots, Bombardier moves down to spot number 2, and Power Corp drops down to spot number 3. That's the report for this time around. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. Hopefully in 3 weeks' time. And that time, I'm thinking of talking about mergers and acquisitions and see how the different ones are acting at the moment. Also, you can follow me on X, NextStockYT. I will tweet whenever there is some interesting stuff happening in the stocks. Always gather a lot of information before jumping ahead purchasing stocks. Until next time, bye-bye.